Oh, there we are. Hello, my friends, and welcome to a Saturday in the garage. Today I'm working on the old Honda XR400R. It's kind of been stuck back here in the side of my garage for a while, ignored, and it was supposed to go to my son. He's been kind of wishy-washy on whether he wants it or not, but I did a little bit of work and figured out a way to get a license plate on this thing, so I'm making her street legal-ish. And part of that has been wiring in a brake light. This thing had a tail light, but I wired in a brake light. And part of that was installing a switch right here. This is a pressure switch. You just remove the banjo bolt on your rear master cylinder and install this pressure switch. And then I also installed the switch up here on the front master cylinder, but not everyone does that on these type of conversions. But unfortunately it broke. So all I have is the wires up here right now. But I had to tap into the existing power under the seat. If I can get this off. There we go. Had to tap into the existing power going to the tail light, and then tied these two switches together, the front and the back, and then I fed another power wire in and into the tail light. This thing only has one lead going into the tail light from factory, but we took care of that. We're all good to go now, and tail light works pretty good. I also installed a LED headlight. This is just a piece of junk one I had laying around from our favorite country, China. But it happens to work, so we're not going to complain too much about that. Let me show you all how it works. Hopefully you can see it here. I'll get you in the seat here. There you go. And this bike's been sitting for a couple months. It started up on the first kick, so hopefully I can get it started. Check out this tail light. There you go. Brake light works. Pretty exciting stuff, huh? Now I have to mount a license plate bracket on here, which, let me see if I've got it here. It's gonna go right here. Probably that way, huh? I stuck this new back fender on a while back. Kind of stinks to have to drill some holes in here, but we'll do it. And this thing will be street legal. Need to put a mirror on it as well. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got a place to put a mirror right there. I think it'll be pretty fun. Anyone out there? I've been considering doing some more live action here since we're all trapped in our homes, but I'm not seeing a lot of people. Well, Mr. Fabian, hi, how are you? And a lot of my content doesn't really bode well for the live, because you'd have to sit here and watch me do wiring, and I got this box of miscellaneous crap. Look at this. My son calls this my hoard. Every time I end up scrapping out a motorcycle or something, I strip all the wiring off of it. And this comes in handy quite often, more often than you'd think, because all these kind of connectors and this kind of stuff. This is some farm stuff right here, if I've ever seen it. I grew up in the country on a farm, so we keep a lot of things around so you can solve problems, make things happen. But hopefully it's going to pay off on this XR400. I'm trying to decide if I want to put turn signals on it. I suppose by law I'm supposed to, but I don't like doing too much stuff about the law. Hey, it is Daddy Dutch. Yeah, I'm always ready for some ice cream. I don't know if I'm gonna make this bike out there. It would be interesting to see if it would make it. I bought this motorcycle, geez, I don't remember how long ago, about a year or so ago maybe, for $300 or $400, and it was really, really ugly. Someone had decided they were gonna try to paint it, and they painted over the seat, and they painted over the side panels and the tank, and I bought kind of a really cheap seat cover here, and I didn't do that great of a job. There was a big chunk out of the seat here, and I stuck some extra foam in there, and you can kind of see that, but this thing looks a lot better. I don't have a whole lot of money into it, but it's a good running machine. Kind of interesting. Someone stuck a whole different front end on it here. This I determined is off of a Kawasaki KLX 250 or KLX 300. It seems to work okay. And I got this kind of streety tire on here. That'll be the next thing I do after I get the license plate mounted, is I will get some proper dual sport tires on here. Uh-oh. What we got here? Looks like I got some carburetor work ahead of me. I know if you watch my channel, you know I'm not too afraid of messing around with carburetors. So I'll have to be digging in on this one, unfortunately. Looks like I just let it sit for too long, maybe. It appears to be a sticky float. If you ever have that happen on your motorcycle, so you let it sit for a long time like I did on this one, this right here can be your saving grace, your screwdriver. So what you want to do is you want to get in there and tap the bowl with the handle of the screwdriver. Like that. There you go. Look at that, live action carburetor troubleshooting. Sometimes that'll help you out. Let's see if that helped us any. So we have some mess coming out of that thing. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get in there. If you see fuel coming out of that lower pipe on your carburetor, it almost always means that your float is sticking or leaking. Not uncommon, especially if a bike sits for a while, but easy enough on a single cylinder bike. We'll pull that carburetor out, take a look at it, and possibly order a new float, not an entire float. Hey, Greg or Miller, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Happy Easter to you. Don't know if the Easter Bunny's gonna make it here, but I got some chocolate chips. No chocolate. Didn't get any. I'll make some chocolate chip cookies maybe tonight. But generally, if your carburetor's leaking like that, like I said, it's your float, needle and seat, needle and or seat, one of the two. Easy to replace, not too expensive. Pretty rare that you can fix them. Every once in a while you can. But we will just try some more percussive maintenance. As the bike started right up, it's probably not going to start up again because now it's probably flooded. Let's see if that helped any. We're back in here. Float bowl. Yep, there it is, still leaking. Yeah, well, this carburetor was cleaned, but I let the bike sit for a long time. And I did run it out of fuel, and I thought that I had drained it. Here's the drain on the bottom of this one. I thought that I had drained it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but the bike started right up. I don't remember the last time I started it. Probably Christmas, right around there. It started in one kick, so I can't fault that too much. It's sad, the bike just sits here. Hopefully my son watches this and he gets his act together and comes and takes this bike from me. Otherwise I'm gonna have to take it out and abuse it a little bit. These are really good bikes. Not a motocross bike, this is a trail bike. But Honda made these up until, I don't know, 2003, 2004, something like that. And a lot of people love them for riding down in Baja, Mexico, stuff like that. This is the 400 single, air-cooled. Good machines. This is the first one of these I've ever owned. I had a couple of the Suzuki DR350s over the years. Always been interested in a Honda, so I picked this one up when I saw it. Super cheap. Yeah, it would make a good flat track bike. Yeah, Gregor Miller, good call. Put some 19-inch wheels front and back, and remove that front brake. Most of the guys in the flat track are running the 450s, Honda CRF 450s and the Yamaha YZ 450s. This wouldn't really be competitive with them, but for someone who's just a rookie like myself, I've never done a flat track event. My son did. I got him a little 50 when he was a kid, and kind of cool story. I worked on a motorcycle for a guy and found out that he ran the flat track event here. He ran the Flat Track Association. So since I worked on his bike, he let us go there race for free for my son. So we got him a little racing 50, and he did a couple events. I think he had a good time, and I always considered it, but yeah, a bike like this would do just fine with me, because I would be at the back of the pack anyway, so no reason to have something that was ultra competitive. But I hope the rest of y'all are having a good Saturday out here. I have a lot of mess to clean up. Put this back in some sort of an order. Oh yeah, I got this rack to mount on the back of that bike too. Gonna get the rack and the license plate and the mirror, and we'll take her for a spin around the neighborhood. But I think just like last weekend, I was working on that scooter and something else. So I do a lot of this stuff and I don't do videos on it just because I would have a stack of videos. I've only been releasing about one a week. Maybe I need to cover more items and do more videos per week. I don't know. We'll see. Especially now everyone's home. Y'all can stay busy watching videos, checking out all my stuff. This that little Yamaha. I just asked about another one that's online. Oh, and there's another project over there. Oh wow, Trevor, you had a XR400 for almost 20 years? That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't gone outside of probably a block of the house from here, so with this bike, because I'd been waiting on paperwork, so I was able to sneak one by, and I got a license plate on it. Shh, don't tell the authorities. I'm gonna have to destroy this video. But it'll make a good little dual sport. Not for riding to Iowa and getting ice cream, but at least for connecting trails. The next project after I get this thing put together is that little trail 90 under that cover. So I will make a video on that. It's been a partial project for way too long, a couple years. It's been sitting there. And since I got the paperwork for this Honda XR400, I know I can get it for that one as well. That's kind of what it's been waiting on, between paperwork and then me just being lazy and not wanting to finish stuff. Hey, it's Tom Smalls. Good to see you here. Oh, Trail 90s are hard. It's funny, I see a lot of Trail 90s around here, and every once in a while I see them pretty reasonable too. A lot of people say that they're expensive, but I see them go pretty reasonable. This one is an interesting concoction of a bunch of different things. All the red parts are off of Trail 110. The engine is out of a Honda 125 three-wheeler. You can tell here we got a pull starter, and the front forks are off of a Honda XR400 from the late 70s. So we got a mess of different stuff. I think that seat is the back seat off of a Yamaha V-Star. And who knows what else. Oh, hey, look, I've got a Blackstone griddle mounted to the back of it too. Amazing. And there's your extra whiskey. No, it's a gas can. I bet it would work pretty good for whiskey. And this thing I got, well, I got it about, I don't know, 80, 90% complete. I've ridden this up and down the street as well. That's as far as I've gone with it. So one of these days, but I will make sure that I make a video on that. I actually started this Trail 90, 125, whatever it is, conglomeration before I had a YouTube channel. So that tells you. I've been doing YouTube for, I don't know, 2 years almost, something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm way behind on that thing. But happy Saturday. I think I'm gonna let you all go because I'm walking over this stuff and sooner or later I'm gonna trip and fall, and I don't wanna do that on live action camera. The blooper reel would be amazing. But I hope you all have a very good weekend, and happy Easter, and stay safe. Keep your hands clean. Don't touch your face. Don't touch my face. And stay in the garage if you ain't gonna wear a mask, I guess, is what they say. Oh, one last thing here. I do have a mask. That one. All right, my friends. Get out there and find your adventure. Shiny side up. Adios.